Well, that's interesting stuff. What is an activity? Well, first, it's important to understand what an Android application is, a collection of components that work with each other and with the Android framework. There are 4 types of components that make up apps: activities, services, broadcast receivers, and content providers. Android knows about each of these components because they are registered in the Android manifest. We'll ultimately cover all of these components to some degree, but for now, we'll focus on the activity. An activity is the Android component responsible for most app user interaction. The developer guide describes it using almost the dictionary definition of the word activity as a single, focused thing that the user can do. And that's a pretty good design principle. Since the user is doing something, they are interacting with the device, so activities are responsible for creating the window that your application uses to draw and receive events, such as touch events from the system. From a user perspective, a typical application looks like a series of linked activities, beginning with one that is started from the launcher. The system maintains these activities on a stack to help preserve context for the users. When you exit an activity using the back button, the system displays the previous activity on the stack, or returns to the launcher if the stack is empty. So how does the launcher fit in? Well, taking a look at the Android manifest, we can see a tag for our application. Inside that application tag is the activity component, and inside of our activity component is an intent filter tag that contains a tag mentioning the launcher. We'll talk about intents, intent filters, and get into lots more details about activities in future lessons. For now, the important thing to know is that this is how your activity is registered with the launcher. The Android framework has a large toolkit to help build the user interface, which is the visible part of the application that the user interacts with. Each activity contains a layout that provides the system with detailed information about what to display and how to display it, such as text views. Let's go to the Res folder. That's where Android stores application resources. Separating out resources makes it easy to update the way an application looks, feels, and sounds, allowing you to optimize the application for different device configurations, such as screen sizes and languages, without modifying code. This is an important aspect of developing Android applications that are compatible on different types of devices. Resources contain things like images, strings, and styles, as well as what we are going to cover now: layouts. The Android Studio template has created activity main.xml. Android stores all of its layout files in XML format, and these XML tags refer to types of view objects in the Android UI framework. As you can see, some view objects can contain other view objects, and their primary purpose is to arrange other views on the screen, which is why they are called layout or container views. Looking at the onCreate function inside of the activity, we can see set content view with r.layout.activity.main. Looking at the onCreate function inside of the activity, we can see set content view with r.layout.activity_main. That will cause the XML layout resource to be inflated, converting everything in the XML file to a hierarchy of view objects in memory.